All right, we're gonna do year two of our Die Yankees draft recap, and this year it's me and Wallace. So I guess not everyone knows us. So I guess I'm the Gas House Gorillas, and my favorite muffin.
Yeah,
How'd that team name come about?
that Harris used to work there in the mall,
Oh, that's right. You were telling me that last year.
and he
Yeah,
used to try to hook up with all the muffin makers, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. I would be interested to see like how everyone got their name. Um, I think I said mine's simple. Mine's the Bugs Bunny, the team that he plays in the baseball game. Bugs Bunny first base, Bugs Bunny second base, Bugs Bunny third base. He's playing against the Gas House Gorillas. They're beasts, just like my
Awesome.
team. Yeah,
Well, Harris used to always have a job when we were growing up. Remember,
yeah, he did.
worked at a
He,
pizza place. He worked at the Peach Farm. He worked at My Favorite Muffin.
he just sent me some. I don't remember him working at my favorite muffin, but I have to trust you. But he just sent me some pictures of the peach farmers. It was pretty funny. We didn't work there yet. It was just, I guess, it's a year or two before. But
Yeah,
anyway, so yeah, so came up with kind of like a little bit of an outline. I know we'll probably go way off track, and I already in my notes went way overboard. But we'll try to keep this kind of short and simple. But one of the things we talked about was trying to pick like some of our favorite picks and maybe some of our least favorite picks. Did you want to start us off, Wallace? We didn't look at each other's notes, so this is totally totally off the cuff here, and I'm happy to go if you prefer.
yeah. Look, I mean, I think the first round went as kind of predicted. Um, I was actually hoping Gunnar Henderson would fall to me because I didn't think he was that hurt.
Yeah,
And he did. But I was really hoping for like Soto to fall, but I knew that was a long shot, or maybe even Corbin Carroll to fall. So I thought
I
they
like
were really
honestly, I
good
like
picks.
Gunner better, man. I mean, I knew there was a very slim chance he falls all the way to 12, but
Yeah,
who knew how serious people took the injury? But
yeah,
I love that. I love that pick there. Yeah.
yeah. I think. I mean, looking at this board in terms of like really great picks, I mean, I don't think there's anything kind of great in the first kind of couple
No,
rounds.
right.
I
They
mean,
go
I think
scripted.
all went kind of scripted.
Yeah.
Um, I think you get to kind of like round five is where the picks kind of come in.
Yep.
And I actually liked it's probably not a popular one, but I like that third baseman for the Mets, five
Yeah.
four, Mark
Vientos. Yep.
Vientos. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was eyeballing him on the way back, just to lock up third base because I think third base is pretty slim this year. But I had to adjust, and I went pitcher again, which I thought I was happy to get Class now there.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love that pick. That's actually one of my favorite picks. And I noticed that like I tried to do it without looking at the teams, to just kind of get out
yeah,
of like biasness. But that I thought that not only did you have a really good draft, we'll get into that later, but I thought the Glassnow pick was great. I mean, I looked at him where I took Kirby. That was a huge
yeah,
that was a huge debate for me, and I only passed on Glassnow because I got him in a draft prior, so just trying to diversify a little bit. Um, but I thought that little stretch there. They're all solid. The Bryce Miller, the Lopez, the Ober, the Glassnow, the Webb, the Bybee,
yeah.
Chris Sanchez, a whole round I thought was really good, but I thought the Glassnow could be a steal. I'm not a huge fan of his generally, but I really like this year a lot. Um,
Well, he'll have elite metrics stats as long as I'll have them.
yeah, you just know he's only going to pitch 130 innings, which is fine. It
Yeah,
is what it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
but he'll rack up a ton of wins on the Dodgers, and it'll be really good. I really like the Schwellenbacher pick too. I was kind of hoping he'd come back, but that was a good pick, Morty
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
Schwellenbacher.
I like
Um,
that. I put that as like one of my favorite picks, for my squad. But again, like there was just a lot of guys I liked around there. Like as I see that board, at five is coming back down, 1 through 12. So like I really like Bryce Miller. I don't mind Pablo. Ober's
yeah,
all right. I really like Glass now. I'm okay with Bybee. I wanted Sanchez. My kind of preference there was to try to get either Sanchez, Schwellenbach, or Wu. Once I saw those three guys were there, Matt took Sanchez. I took Schwellenbach and thought maybe Wu makes it back, but he obviously didn't. I had Tucker there as a keeper. So
yeah, he
yeah,
couldn't grab him. But I thought that was a good pick. I also thought one of my top five picks was Joe Ryan at 8. I thought
yeah.
that was a steal.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, I was happy with
Because
that
I
too.
was
It kind of
debating
felt
Joe Ryan over my seventh round pick, Spencer Strider, who I thought was a steal
that was
there.
one of my picks. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was really solid. That's why I tried not to look at the board, but I kept noticing like a lot of picks I had, that I really liked ended up being, your pick. So, yeah, I
yeah,
thought Strider was a good one.
I just had a lot of confidence in him. I mean, he's a gamer. Um, he pushes real hard, and if he puts up anything like he was, that's going to make my pitching staff elite.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was basically the best pitcher in the game when he went
Yeah,
out. So if he can end up being even top 10, that would be a huge
yeah.
win.
I mean, his K9 is elite. But I thought Stephen Kwan was a great pick there. Because
Where is
if
that?
you on 7-4,
7-4. Okay, yeah,
especially for like OBP leagues.
yeah.
I mean, if you start looking kind of below, kind of really kind of thinned
Mm,
out. So I
that's
thought
true.
he
I get
waited
that. Yeah,
a good pick there.
yeah,
Um, and then Xavier Edwards at 9-2. I thought was a great pick.
yeah, yeah. I didn't mind that either. All right,
Um,
cool. Well, let me catch up to you there just a little bit, and then we can
yeah,
kind of keep going. I thought that, you know, I guess I'm going to do it by a couple surprises, right? Like, and I titled it in my notes, couple surprise picks at a quick glance, and literally just going through and like kind of what stuck out to me. So I would say the first one would be Schwarber in the second. And it's not that I even think that he's not worthy there. I get it. He's a 40 home run guy, he's decent OBP, yada, yada, yada. But, and I know we are a league primarily of Philly fans, so I expect those guys to go a little bit earlier. Um, and I know that I also have a bias like against him a little bit. Is like I love him as a player, love him on the Phillies.
yeah,
I'd be fine with him. It's just like I looked at it and I'm looking at the board. I'm thinking like to me, I rank him like I wouldn't take him over, let's say like Teoscar Hernandez, who goes next. Sorry, the next round. I
yeah.
wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him over Michael Harris. I mean, and again, now I'm picking nits, but like Brent Rooker is at the end of that round, I think he's a little bit younger. But
Yeah.
Lawrence Butler, higher upside, it could be a league winner, goes 2 rounds later. And
Yeah.
again, like I don't really like this pick for me. It's like not my type of player or my type of pick, but like I took Santander in the fourth and I took him strictly because I just wanted actual like some pop on my bat on my league. I feel like everyone I have is like 20, 25 home runs
Well, that's all
between.
Schwarber gives you is two categories, right?
Right.
He'll give you OBP and homers.
Yeah. And
He
so
won't get you many RBIs.
yeah. So I thought that to me was like a little surprise. I always love the way Dre's picks, and we do have some differences, but I thought that one stuck out a little bit for me. Langford in the second, and same thing. It's not that I dislike Langford, but when I try to look at it, it's like, all right, what do I expect from this guy? What are Langford's stats going to be? I mean, I think like a really good season by Langford would be like 275,
Yeah.
25, 20, maybe 85, 85, and that's good. But I mean, like, do I take him over? Again, like guys that just go after him, like Lawrence Butler, Michael Harris, Riley Green, like
Yeah, Riley Green was a great pick too. I
yeah,
like
and I like Langford. I just thought it was just like a touch early for my preference, and I know he's a young guy. He's got the heat, because he's young. But
It's a
um,
sexy name. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was surprised Yelich went that high, fourth round. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I could see that too. I know Gerace likes him a lot, and anyway, he did have a great season, like when he was actually playing and healthy. But yeah, he just got like that ongoing back. And then Brenton Doyle is an interesting character because he had a great year. But
Yeah.
he's just like so risky. I mean, he could be the Nolan Jones from the year prior.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, defensively, he's going to be in there because he plays elite D. I would say my third kind of note in there was Harris going Class A in the fourth. Um, and it's not that it's a bad pick, and it's not that it's like not where he would have probably gone with by the time we figure out exactly what pick the 4-6 is. But
Yeah.
Harris kept telling me, not only in the draft we had the day before in Saddle, but even in this draft, as a slow draft, and we're texting that like he can pick up relief guys anytime he wants. He'll pick them up
Yeah.
on the board. So for him to go Class A 4 there, I don't even know what the next reliever is. I mean, I guess like Hader in the
Hater.
seventh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devin Williams in the seventh. So like I thought like that pick really shocked me. Again, not because of ADP, but because of who picked them.
Yeah.
Um, So those
That
kind of
was
stuck out.
definitely a couple rounds too high. Yeah.
Yeah. I have two more really quick. I'll try to make them fast. I thought Stott in the seventh. And again, I like
In the
Stott,
reach. Yeah.
Phillies fan. I just looked at it, and like I said, I looked at that, and my philosophy or I'm sorry, my approach going on this is like, see that, see what sticks out, and then see what happens afterwards, right? So like, I know during the during the draft itself, I was like, okay, it might be a little high, but I mean, if Stott puts it together, he could be a 25-30 guy with decent batting average. But I'm looking at guys after, and in my notes, I basically said, when you look at Stott in the seventh and even Terang in the eighth against, like, let's say like a Luis Garcia in the 10th or Xavier Edwards in the ninth or even Xander Bogaerts, who I'm not a huge fan of in the 11th, or Dansby in the
Yeah.
11th, or Tommy Edman in the 13th, or I took Brandon Lau in the 14th. Like, I guess I'll start looking at it like, where's the floor? Stott probably doesn't play against lefties. He's hitting lower in the lineup. You and I talked about this last year. Like, he could be a
Yeah.
a a, a league batting average champion if he puts it together. You know, um, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen last year. I know he's a little bit hurt, but I thought those other guys, like, even if I'm not true believers in them, just print like Luis Garcia the 10th, Xavier Edwards in the 9th, Xander in the 11th, Dansby in the 11th. Those guys present a little more value to me.
Well,
Um,
Stott platooned last year too.
right. Yeah,
So
exactly.
and I
Yeah.
wonder if that's going to happen again. And that kind of at the seventh round, that's rough. I mean, considering like I got a potential league winner in Strider, Stephen Kwan's drafted in there, Sasaki. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll even Bellinger. You know,
Yeah. There's
so
good players in there.
yeah,
Yeah. So that kind of like those things stuck out. And I would say the last one that stuck out to me, like in like a negative way, um, was Goldschmidt in the eighth. And part of it is I'm probably an ageist in a sense. Not that I don't take old guys. I used to love Goldschmidt. He was like my favorite player in the league for a couple of years.
yeah,
Um, when he was in Arizona. But then when you look at other guys like at his position, and like again, like all right, what are Goldschmidt's upside stats? Like realistically, I mean, 280, 25 homers. Again, the same thing as like Langford, like 85, 85 maybe. Then why not take the upside of Toglia in the 15th, or you took Soderstrom in the 14th,
yeah.
or Luis Ariz. I mean, they're different players, but when you talk about the eighth round versus the 15th, or I took Nate Lowe in the 17th. I don't know what the difference in stats will be, or Michael Bush in the 19th with that upside. So I don't know. I just thought that was a little bit of a reach. So those things stuck out to me. But
He's a righty too, right? He bats
yeah,
righty.
Goldschmidt is. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like he's going to get that Yankee bump.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, huge. Like, I hope that guy makes the Hall of Fame. I hope he has a rebound year. Be awesome to see. He's such a good dude. But yeah, that stuck out a little bit to me. So, but I think I caught up to you there in those eighth, ninth rounds, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I thought Colton Cowser was a good pick in the ninth. I mean, if he puts it all together, he can a lot of categories. I thought Victor Robles was a good pick in the
Yeah,
10th.
I'm
Um,
interested to see him, man, because he was
the
such a
stolen bases. Yeah.
yeah, he was such a bust in Washington, and he put together a great
Yeah.
half a year in Seattle. It was just weird. Like, how does he become a power hitter in Seattle? Like for him, of all places, when everyone else struggles to hit there. So yeah, I'm curious to
He'll
see how
just
that
get a
works
ton of
out.
opportunity. He'll bat first and he'll
Yeah,
steal a ton of bases. And I think he's hurt though, but I thought that was a good pick. Um, I actually like Isak Paredes at third base. I was eyeing him up. I think he's
yep,
gonna do well in that lineup.
I like him. That
Um,
ballpark's like made for him.
yeah, I think that was a good pick.
Yeah,
And that Christian Campbell was a good pick too in the 12th, just because he plays so many positions, and I think that's going to be a nice pick.
yeah,
I was actually hoping he'd fall a little further, so I can grab.
made the opening day roster.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great pick.
Yeah,
I actually punted on second base in my draft because I thought I saw a few that I liked, like India and the guy that I picked, Luis Ariz in the
yeah.
15th. Like I
He's
literally punted.
he's
Yeah,
yeah he's great. He's a great punt because you at least you're going to get something for him. I actually
yeah.
like your Gorman upside pick there too. I kept thinking like he could have a potential fall, but
What 25? Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. If he puts it together, obviously I'm taking a big gamble there, but at 25, it's worth the gamble. He could hit 25 home runs easy if he
yeah,
has 600, 500 at bats. But
yeah,
Arise, I think he's in for a big year, man. I think like his OBP kind of protects all my other power hitters. So it just and he gets a lot of total bases too for second base. So I like that pick. It was either
I
him.
like Arise, but I mean, I
Yeah,
think that like the hard part about it is like he is one dimensional, and in our sake, like he's a great batting average, he's a great OBP. He's not going to be anything else, but I mean, yeah, it does help you bring it up. And if you're going to punt, at least rather than punt and let's say like go after and again, I'm just going to pick on him just because I just thought about him, but like let's say you're going to punt and go after like a Bryson Stott or even a
yeah,
Christian Morel, like those guys have like super low floor risks. I mean,
yeah.
they could be better and more prolific than Arise, more dynamic, but they could also like not start. So like, so
Yeah,
Luis
look, I mean,
Arise is gonna at least he's gonna win a batting title most likely. So
it's an OBP league, right? And I mean, he only gives me a couple categories, but I mean, it's elite. It's elite OBP. He can
it
hit
gives you one
400.
category. Yeah, that's
Well, he gives
fine.
me.
That's fine.
I mean, total bases. He's like in the top three in second baseman. So I
Is
guess
he?
that's
Yeah,
two.
I haven't checked. Yeah. All right.
But I mean,
I'll trust you on
yeah. I
that.
mean, it's a lot of doubles. It's a lot of singles, and gets on base.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think like for like a punt, like that's a great punt pick,
oh yeah,
because your punt pick isn't risky. Your punt pick is like the safe, like the highest floor possible, like not a high ceiling, but that's okay. You already know what the ceiling is. The ceiling is you're gonna get a 325 batting average. I'm sorry. Your floor is a 325 batting average.
yeah, yeah. I
So
like that. I liked India too, but I just thought, to your point, Rice. It's just his floor is so high.
yeah, yeah,
And in India, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? So,
yep. No, I'm with you
but
on that.
Jeremy Pena was a nice pick. I had him. Was definitely considering him big time for Matt.
Yeah, that where is that? That stretch of
15,
players.
11. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I know I knew I was in need of a like middle infielder and I went earlier there with Matt Shaw, like right above Bobby Witt in 11. And I did that because I knew I had that Witt pick that I was going to miss out on.
Yep.
And and but I knew like on my list I had a ton of guys. Like, all right, one of these guys I want, and they all went. Like
Yeah.
Mason Wynn,
Yep.
Jeremy Pena, um, a bunch of where are they? There's other guys in there I really liked and wanted. Um, and Brandon Lau was on there, but I thought like I thought I'd take him and then maybe one of those other like shortstops. I guess it was Pena and losing track where it is. But yeah, India, guys like that would fall back in. But yeah, no, I like that pick.
No, I like the Brandon Lau pick. I mean, I definitely had him targeted too, but I think you went before me when I drafted a rise. I probably would have went low.
Yeah,
But again, I wasn't. I mean, I think you broke a lot of hearts with that pick. I think everyone was kind of hoping he would fall.
yeah, yeah, I
But
agree.
I mean, he'll be great for as long as you have him.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see what
He'll
happens.
he'll be like he's a Tyler Glass. Now, I mean, of course he's not that high upside, but he'll give me 87 games with 30 home runs.
If
But
he gives you 150 games, that's going to be a steal.
yeah, he won't give me that many, but yeah, but I'll take what he gives me. I like the
Yeah,
idea, and I think it was like football that kind of taught us this, like the idea of like it's the cost of replacement, So it might have been baseball, I forget, but the idea in fantasy is like, all right, so let's say you're going to get 130 innings, like let's say someone's
yeah,
blasting Tyler Glass now, or Shane McClanahan, or Jacob DeGrom for how little they're going to pitch. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's a fair. They're not going to put up the innings pitched like an Aaron Nola, but
yeah,
if those guys give you 130 innings, well, you're still going to get 70 innings from someone else when you put them on the IL. So now what's the cost of that acquisition? What are those two pitchers giving you? They're not going to give you the upside of Glass now or DeGrom or the guys that are missing time. But if they're not awful, if you're putting in like I just picked up Merrill Kelly, if you're combining like Glass now and Merrill Kelly, for the 200 total innings, that then yeah. So in that sense, like Brandon Lau and whoever takes his spot when he's hurt. But
yep.
anyway, yeah. All right. So pushing on, who else you like in there?
I liked my pick Soderstrom as a catcher,
Hmm. I
not
love that.
necessarily as a corner infielder, but as a catcher. I thought that was a sneaky little move there.
Yeah, I agree, man. I missed that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a really great move because
Yeah,
obviously like only being a one catcher league, there are a lot of catchers on the board, which I would like to discuss at some point. But so many catchers on the board. I went really early, surprisingly catcher, but it's nice to have a backup catcher just to put him in there, especially in a daily lineup change league.
yeah.
So now you have a guy that can do that at first and catcher. I thought that was a good sneaky move. I
You know,
agree.
the good thing about Soderstrom is he probably won't catch much at all, but he'll play a ton. So like
Yeah.
it's not like a catcher is going to play half the games. He'll play
Right.
first base.
Yep.
So he'll get a lot of swings.
Yeah.
Um, so I thought that was good. I like the um, oh, you already had Westberg. I like the Zach Nato pick. I think that guy looked really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was hurt, and that's probably why he fell a little more.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, but he looks like he can be a really good player. I was going to take him before the guy I took, which I wasn't too pissed off because I like Fitzgerald's speed.
Yeah.
I think Nito's a better player. I'd rather have him, but I thought that was a really good pick.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. He
Austin
was.
Wells was a good pick. Yep.
Yeah, I like Austin Wells. Yeah, Nito was one of the guys that was on that list, like with Pena. He was. I did get
Yeah.
one of them. He was like he was in the last, like they kind of tiered them together. But yeah, I mean, the only downside of it is he's out with a shoulder injury, and shoulder injuries usually
Yeah.
suck for hitters. So I'm not really expecting big things. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, I thought Austin Wells was a good pick too. And I'll tell you what, man, I was really shocked that Matt didn't take him because I know Matt likes
Yeah.
him. And in the 18th round, um, Matt actually had the higher pick there, right?
Yeah.
Because we pick higher too. So he took Stevenson over Wells, which is fine. I'm not even going to argue that because I don't really care. Like Stevenson's solid. I like Stevenson, but I'm just shocked that like he didn't grab Wells there. Um, but yeah, but I like Wells.
Going
There
up
are
to going up to a little bit 12. I like my Gavin Williams pick. I know I'm picking a lot of my picks, but I thought he was like the last pitcher that really could kind of front a rotation. Um, players after that all have pretty big question marks.
no, I
Um,
like him. I had
I
him as
thought
my one of my guys. Like I had like really high as like a good pick.
I may have
Um,
picked him a little higher than I wanted to, but I saw him. I think my player got picked, and
Yeah, I think he was like you said with Brandon Lau, like breaking
yeah,
a lot of hearts on that. I think same thing with Gavin Williams because I know Harris really likes him. I know
yeah,
Gerace likes him. I know I like him. I know Matt likes him. So he definitely would have gone, and he was definitely one of the picks I had as
yeah.
far as like
I didn't think he was going to make it back to me.
yeah, probably
Uh,
wouldn't have.
yeah, I thought Matt taking Rafaela was good. Um,
I'm
well,
kind of, where
yeah,
is that? What pick is that?
19.5.
Oh, that's who is
That was
that?
the trade.
That's oh okay, Matt got him there. Okay, got you. Right. Yeah.
But talk about a really bad pick, Evan Carter over there, 18-4. He didn't even make the roster.
Did he get sent down?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny 'cause I actually didn't mind that at first. I had him kind of on my list. I thought he was one of the guys I thought might be like a post type sleeper, and I
yeah.
had him on my list, but I knew he was struggling this spring, and I didn't hear the final news, but yeah, that's a bummer, man. But I really like that team. I think people are sleeping on Texas. Yeah. I mean, I know it's weird to say, like just coming 1 year off of a World
Yeah.
Series win, but I think that they're a good team that's healthy and ready to go. So hopefully he makes it back. But
I like
yeah,
the
it's a
Max
bummer.
Meyer pick at 21-3. I thought that was really good. And Matt's pick of Cam Smith was really good.
Yeah,
I was going to take him, but Matt moved up in front of
right.
me.
That was still part of the trade, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I like the next pick. I mean, I literally went right before me.
Yeah,
So I didn't have a pick. So I just looked at the prospects and said, who's the next prospect? And I picked up Bazana,
yeah. I
which,
like that. I know
yeah,
Matt
I mean,
likes that
I don't
too.
mind him. He's a first round pick overall. But, that's for future years probably, or maybe late this year.
Yeah, and
Um,
Cam Smith made the roster.
yeah, I thought that was a great. I was going to pick him. I thought that was good. I
Yeah.
like Nick Lodolo there. If he puts it all together, it's a big
hmm
question mark, but he can be elite if he puts it all together.
I like Lodolo. I feel like my take on him is I don't know if it's how like some teams just like organizationally do right or do wrong by like certain positions. In this case, pitchers. You know, like
Yeah.
for I mean, we could go down the list and like Cleveland just seems to do right by this pitcher. I don't know, like that
Yeah.
doesn't they don't have like incredible talent. Like Bieber wasn't fucking Noah Syndergaard like build, and Tanner Bybee isn't doesn't have the arm of half these guys we're talking about, but they just produce good arms.
Yeah.
Um, and we put trust in them like Gavin Williams now, and guys like that. And I feel like the Reds have all this talent, and I hope that I'm wrong on this because they have like the Rhett Louders and all these and Chase Burns and all these guys or Chase Petties that are coming up, and Lodolo's got fucking skill galore. And I know the ballpark's hard, but
Yeah.
like I'm wondering if it's like when he gets out of there and maybe goes to a Tampa or a Cleveland or something else, like that they really unlock him. But so
Yeah.
yeah, but I hope that like he can turn it around. I know he's been injured and stuff, but something about him and that team combination, I don't know. I just haven't touched any of the Reds pitchers. And
Yeah. I mean,
again,
like when he's healthy, he's strong,
he's
but
good.
like,
He's
but he
good.
had some weird injury. Like he had a calf injury. He had his a blister on his thumb, a fingernail. I was like, Jesus,
Yeah,
couldn't stay on
yeah.
the field.
It's
But
strange, man.
but I do like that pick at 21. I think he has pretty high upside if he puts it
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Yeah, I agree
Um,
with you. Here, let me catch up to you real quick on some of these just to
yeah,
mix it in. I was saying that in my notes here, I like Harris's pick of Grayson in the ninth, and I know it's high risk, but I thought like it might be worth the reward. Like I wanted him there. I even offered Harris a trade. But I mean, if he misses the first month, you know, um, which most pitchers are probably going to miss close to a month by the time all said and done.
yeah,
And now this is the big if, right? Is that like he has yet to live up to the potential. So everyone liked him this
yeah,
year coming in because he had upside, not because he's actually done it. But I mean, if he Grayson would have went in probably the round of like the right after like the Schwellenbachs, he would have went around like that Wu, Gallen, Peralta, like
yeah,
Brandon Fott phase. So getting him 3 rounds with possible injury risk, um, if he overcomes that, it could be really nice. But it is a risk there. Um, I had Strider in the seventh. I said I like McLean in the sixth. He was one of the guys I had pretty
yeah,
high on my list. Um, and again, like I don't know what to expect of him. Like you look at his go if you go to Baseball Savant, you look at his metrics. Like he doesn't really have like great numbers under the hood, but he's when he plays so far, he's put him up. So he could be easily 2020 guy with multiple positions.
yeah. I
Um,
was definitely eyeing him up, but I thought he went pretty early.
yeah,
But Royce Lewis. I mean, I was glad to see him go.
yeah. I mean,
High, high,
he's got all the fucking talent, but yeah, dude. I mean, then he's already hurt. Where did he drop?
5'9".
5'9". Right, 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 right. And I knew Geraci. I had him on my list, man. But like, yeah,
So if
he
you look at
just
some of the players picked that round, then you see Royce Lewis. That's a missed
yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. But yeah, going down my list, I already hit Glass now. I liked him a lot in the fifth. I like Josh Young in the 10th, man. I know he's always hurt, but I feel like if he can put it together, I love that
Yeah,
lineup. And when he's played, he's done well. I had Gavin Williams in the 10th. I'm sorry, 12th. I like that combination of those third round picks. I'm sorry, the third baseman picks in the 13th. And not that I love these players, but when you looked at like their floor of Eugenio Suarez and Max Muncy, like where they
yeah.
got picked, I thought were decent. Um, I liked
I was surprised
Kikuchi.
Muncy fell that far.
Yeah, me too, man. I liked Kikuchi in the 14th, and I'm not a huge fan of him. But like again, just like using my system of looking at the board and then seeing what's above or after. Like if you ask me, and I think this is like just a name thing, right? If you ask me, do I like Kikuchi in the 14th or Gosman in the ninth? I'll take Kikuchi all day. He's had pretty good numbers. Like you look at his last 2 seasons, he's been solid. He goes to the Angels. That sucks. Talk about a team that doesn't do his players right.
What
But
round are you on? Scroll down.
that was the 14th. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
scroll down. I can only see the
yeah,
12th. Yeah.
yeah. So Kikuchi was the first pick in the 14th. And again, I'm just looking at it like, let's just go up a couple rounds. You got Pepio, 12, 11. I like Pepio. I like Lugo. I like Gavin Williams. But like, like you could argue Kikuchi against any of these guys, but I was going all the way up like, just go against the pick I just said I like. Grayson Rodriguez, who's going to have better numbers? Jackson Jobe. I love Jackson Jobe.
Yeah.
Kevin Gosman. I just thought it was like a safe floor pick. Um, And I think you said Austin Wells in the 18th. I didn't
Yeah,
mind the Arrighetti pick in the 17th. The same thing for upside if he can put it together. It was funny because I had Evan Carter as a pick I liked, just for like the upside, but obviously you know, if he's not making the team, that's pretty rough.
what do
I
you
didn't
think of the
mind.
Kumar Rocker pick at 18-3?
Um, yeah, I mean, I get it. I thought like I had him and Lighter kind of like on my list, but
Yeah,
uh yeah, I don't know. I think there's other guys that went after that. Like I'd probably go,
more proven like Clay Holmes and
yeah, or even like just looking at the pictures like by the same teams after, I probably would have preferred like the upside of like Andrew Painter even. Not
yeah.
that I maybe not this year, but like maybe like halfway through the year. Baseball's such a long season, and Rocker, I don't know, man. I'm not that sold on him, but yeah, I probably would have waited and just taken the Painter, the Bubba Chandlers, you know, um, the Max
Yeah, I'd rather have
Myers.
Lodolo than Rocker. He went like 3 rounds
Yeah,
late.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, I think Lodolo is a keeper.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. He picked him.
You picked him there? You
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I
Um,
had Lodolo on my team.
okay. All right. Well, he fell really far then, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. Like I get that I'm not gonna blast that pick, but like it's not my cup of tea, but it's fine. Do you like it?
No, I didn't like that
Yeah.
pick.
That's
No,
funny.
did not.
Um, I did like the Grant Holmes in the 24th. I thought that was decent. And I'm not a huge fan of him, but I thought that was all
Slow down
right.
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Slow
I'm
down.
sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes. I'm so sorry.
What do you think about
So
Hunter Goodman?
I like that pick for upside. Where's he?
23-6.
23-6. Yeah, I like that. Well, again, like catcher outfield. You have three catchers on your squad?
No, I got two.
Okay, you got
But
him
both, but
and
but neither of them are really going to play catcher. They're going to play the outfield, first
yeah.
base. But he
I
could
like
hit, man. Hunter
yeah, no,
Goodman.
he can. Yeah. Yeah, if they
I mean,
keep playing him.
that's why they traded Nolan Jones because they want to get him on the field.
Yeah. No, if he keeps hitting like that, yeah, he definitely can. Yeah, I like that. Probably could have got him a little later, but like that's picking nits. Like, but yeah, I like him. But yeah, I like the Grant Holmes pick. I think he can be solid there.
The
Um,
Grant Holmes pick's tricky because he was I thought he was going to be the fourth starter, but they released it today. He's going to be the fifth starter.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, so
Means
what?
when,
They have Schmidt's,
yeah,
which is, yeah, they have him
the
for it.
rookie's the fourth. But when Strider comes back, I hope Grant Holmes doesn't get bounced out. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah, I get that. But I mean, I think like I don't know. I think his baseline is decent enough where even if he is like the sixth starter and like the long man, I still think like the team's good enough and they're injured enough. I think they're going to
yeah.
need
There
him.
could be some yeah.
Yeah. Last couple guys I have on here just because I
I
have
like that Wilson shortstop 25-1. Jacob Wilson.
25-1. Yeah, see, I'm not huge on him, man. I don't know. Like to me, I mean,
Still
again,
stays
that's not a bad pick there because it's so late. I mean,
25. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And there's lighter after that. All those picks actually, Kurtz and Walcott, like all good. I really do
Yeah.
like that Alvarez pick, the 25-5. I know he's going to miss the first month, but like I was really high on Alvarez this year. Like I wanted him in every league, and I don't know if I got him at all. Um, but did my headphones go out? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I don't know what it was saying. Um, but yeah, I thought that was great because you can put him on IR and roll with someone else. And the catching's so deep, dude. Like so many of the catchers that I like that I thought I'd come in with are like I'm like I'll just wait. I didn't mean to go catcher that early, but I did. I'm happy to talk about it. But like um, the catcher for St. Louis, Herrera, is still on the
Yeah.
waivers, and a couple of the guys, Sean Murphy, obviously he's hurt, but there's enough catchers there that I liked. Um, that
Yeah.
I thought Alvarez was a good pick. Yeah, I mean Jacob Wilson, I guess of course upside's fine. I don't know, man. I just like I guess it seems like he's a weak hitting shortstop that but I mean that's what
Gets a
they
lot of
said about
steals, I think. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what they said about Lindor, and Lindor changed. So you never know, but yeah. There's a lot of picks I like in that round. I mean, I love the Ryan Weathers pick. I know he's hurt, but he was tearing it up. I really like Kirkering this year as like a reliever. I think he could end up being a closer, but if not, just like one of the key Phillies guys. Um,
Caleb Durbin, Matt's going to have to. Matt, talk about Matt. Matt really put himself in a hole with catcher. and second base.
Oh, because catcher's hurt, right?
Catcher got hurt,
Right.
and second baseman got hurt,
Is
and
that
his
all he has?
backup was Caleb Durbin.
Right. And who's his starter?
I don't think he had a starter. That's the problem.
So Durbin, how was he starting Durbin? That can't be right.
No, I'm
This
sorry. He was going to start. He was going to start.
Estrada.
He was going
Estrada.
to start Taro Estrada, which was already walking a
Right.
fine line.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt, and then his backup was Durbin, and he didn't even make the club.
Yeah, he punted. Yeah, he punted him. Wow, yeah, that's
So
rough.
he had to. I think he just picked up a guy on waivers, but he left himself thin
Yeah, yeah.
catcher and second base for sure. Yeah,
I'm kind of out on Durbin too. I know I like for fantasy purposes, I know he's got good contact skills, but I don't know. Like I
that's
had to
why
see
Matt
it.
didn't join this. He didn't want to talk about his draft.
That's funny. I did like the Jordan Romano pick in the 24th though. I thought that you
Yeah,
know,
you
like
should
for
give him
closer
leverage.
purposes. Yeah, I mean, like if he ends up being the Phillies closer, and I think that they're gonna do like kind of like a like whoever's hot. So that's why I like the Kirkring pick. And I ended up taking Alvarado in the 27th, but I thought Romano fell pretty far.
I mean, Jorge Solar was a good pick. I mean, that late, I mean, he'll probably end up starting him in a 20. Like
Yeah,
I wanted to pull the trigger on him, but I just never found the time.
the
That
place. Yeah,
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 I had
um,
enough outfielders already.
yeah. I don't mind that. I do like the in the both in the 29th, the Victor Scott,
Yeah.
and the Curtis Mead picks. Like those guys both had on my list. I just couldn't. Same thing. Like you can only fit so many guys.
Well, Victor Scott is, I mean, 20 for 29th, it's fine, but he was picked in the 29th round last year. I think he made it in the majors like 2 weeks and was
Yeah,
called down, and we never saw him again. But
yeah,
he just has to he has to step up and show he's the real deal. He did real well in spring. I think he
he
did
did.
well in spring the year before that, though.
Yeah, yeah. He
Um,
tore it up in the spring. So did Curtis Mead. Curtis Mead tore it up, and he was also a higher prospect at one point too. Yeah.
there's a Brett Beatty, 29th round.
Yeah, that could put a damper on your Acuna pick there in the 28th.
No, that's why I picked Acuna because
I
Beatty
don't know.
can't handle the major league heat.
He
He,
hasn't, but he's been
he
he's
did
been
well in spring.
he's been
But I'm
tearing it
telling you,
up.
Luis Angel Acuna,
He's been tearing it up,
he's
man.
like Mighty Mouse out there. He does
Yeah.
well.
I
I
don't
like him.
know. I don't know.
Harris,
Look who's joining, baby.
you don't like my Luis Angel Acuna in the 28th round?
Mm-mm. Nah.
I mean, no.
What's up, dude? We're
Harris, what are you eating? A hoagie? Here's my
See and
nah.
wiener.
hear me? You
Yeah,
guys
we
can
can
see
hear.
and hear me?
Harris, you see my wiener?
Yeah, we see and hear
Just
you.
listen, leave me the fuck alone. I'm eating. I'm tired as fuck. I don't want to hear. I don't want to talk to you guys. I'll just listen for now.
It's fine. That's fine. We already ran through most of it. You get to hear a couple things.
Oh, it's over already.
Nah, we still got time, but we did it. We did a good amount of it. We're going through like who we like, who we didn't like. But one of the next things I wanted to hit was
Who was the big
what
winner?
well, yeah, it's still to be
We haven't
decided.
talked about it yet.
I would say this, and I didn't read your notes yet, Harris, but like to tie that in with one of the things I was going to say, like I did pick my favorite drafts, like but I would agree with what Harris said. Harris sent me notes, or sent us notes, and one of the things he said was that like he thought everyone did pretty well, and I think we were just talking about this, like whether it was in text or Slack, or whatever, but like really impressed with the two new guys because you never know what you're going
Yeah,
to
I was
get,
too. Yeah.
But I thought Bobby and Tony did great, and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that they did because like I'm not one of the people that like I want everyone to be competitive, I want everyone to have fun, and I'm glad that they kept taking guys I wanted, and it was good, and yeah, so that was cool. But I thought, and I'm jumping the shark here a little bit, but because I do want to go into a couple other things, but I thought like full on drafts, I would say like Wallace and Matt probably had my favorite drafts.
Okay,
Like
Harris.
not picking me. Like I have qualms with my draft, which I do want to talk about, but like looking at the whole like list by list, I thought you and Matt Scott had like my favorite picks.
Well, that's great
Um,
because I think Matt's draft was a giant, fat, little brown turd.
no, you don't like his draft.
No, I just told you he came out of the draft with no catcher and no second baseman.
Well, right, no
Not
second
real
baseman.
good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
Catcher, he
think
can.
I think I briefly picked two like kind of sleeper teams that I thought
You
did a pretty good
did.
job.
Yeah. You want me to read Harris's pick? Want me to read Harris's notes real quick?
No, I
Um,
think it was long.
I can get through it pretty fast. I think it's worth. You're here, so yeah. So Harris said on Clearwater he loved Jack Wilson, the Luzardo, and the Green pick. Who is Green? Let me see. Uh, Luzardo.
As you know who these players are.
Oh, I'm cold.
Riley Green. Riley Green. Okay, so Riley Green in the fifth. We like that. Yeah. Luzardo in the 17th. What do you guys think of Luzardo? What's he gonna? Because I mean, dude, I love that trade because I love his upside.
Upside. I mean, the
But
upside's huge.
it is. But like, I mean, dude, what? They got to fix it, man. He's
As
been.
the Phillies' fifth pitcher, I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know about a fan. I mean, I've seen Luzardo be a fucking stud before.
Yeah. No, I know. He's just like to me. It seems like it's so far. Just again, I'm just parroting this off other people. But it
He's not
seems just
old.
no. It just seems so tied to his velocity. You know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But anyway, so that was Harris's picks on Clearwater. On the next team, amateur, which is Tony, he said he loved the McLean, the Lighter, and the Walker pick. Walker being the first baseman Walker or the
Reliever.
Ryan Walker. Okay, yeah. We hit upon some of those too. But yeah, both those guys had good picks there. On Acuna, which is Johnson, he said he loved the Toglia, the Meyer, and the Lawler pick. We hit on two of those too.
I love the law. I love the Lawler.
Yeah, that could be upside. Yeah. On Stoners, Harris said he loves Job, the Burger, and the Warren pick. Is Warren the Yankees pitcher, Warren?
Yeah, all the way last pick, I think.
Yeah.
No, he was down towards the bottom.
24.
24. Yeah.
I like Curtis. I like the Curtis Mead pick with the last pick. It's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. On JP Pie Tasters, he said he loves Albies and Green. Which Green's that?
And OBP.
Yeah, but he's still good. I thought he got good value.
Yeah, but Albies was like what, fifth, third round.
Third round, yeah.
That's way too high. I mean, I got Caminera.
He likes the Young pick. Is that Jace Young?
Yeah.
How do you like Ozzy Albies and not like my junior Caminera pick?
I mean, all right. So he took Albies over Caminero.
That's insane.
I mean, if I was picking, I would probably take Albies over Caminero.
Yeah, I would too.
That's because you guys are old and
he's not a keeper. You can't keep him. So he has one great year, maybe.
Just to brag a little bit in that area, I had Josh Neller as like a 25th round keeper. He went in the fourth. I had Caminero as a 10th round. He went in the third. Had Teoscar Hernandez as a 6th or 7th. He went in the third. My team was stacked.
I think Albies falling to the third round is pretty good value.
I'll push back on the Caminero pick. And again, I like him. I drafted him last year. I kept him in Ryan's league. But to me, I'd rather your Lawrence Butler in the fourth, and I get position, scarcity and all that. But when we put such high pressure on the young guys, even the same thing. My issue with like Langford in the second was like, what is a realistic stat line of Caminero?
I don't know, 278, 35 home runs, 90 RBIs.
That's what they're expecting.
I mean, that's realistic. I mean, that's what
they're expecting.
I don't think they're expecting that.
I mean, he's hitting in based on
his draft price. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Well, draft price. What do you mean? Like the Rays draft price?
No, I'm talking about fantasy. They're all projecting him to hit 30 home runs and bat 270.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But that
price is huge.
But you can draft on upside, which is what you're doing, or you can draft on
Burger.
On expectations. And I think Caminero it looks like he should be a great bat for 10 years in the lineup. It's a shame that they lost Wander Franco because imagine that combination, But I don't know, man. I just it's a little risky. All right, again, and Wallace, I like Caminero, so but
I think he's a big problem for the league.
But how do you let's say you compare him and Vientos, right? I like Caminero better than Vientos.
Or him and Berger. I bet you Berger outperforms him.
Or Berger. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I'm not drafting any guy
I'll
with the
take
last
that
name
bet
Berger
right now.
Harris.
If
I'll take that bet right now. Berger hits more home runs than Caminero.
I'm not drafting the guy with the last name Burger. I'd rather draft the guy with the last name Hot Dog than Burger.
if healthy, I like Josh Young to have a better year. But
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, first of all, he's not going to be healthy, and second of all, he's not junior. So
I think Paredes at 13 could put up better as good numbers as Caminero. But again, dude, Caminero looks like he could be an elite bat. So I'm not taking anything away from him. He could probably be a second round pick easily next year. I just think that we took him at the highest level. That's all my only pushback.
Who's the last elite Tampa Bay Ray bat?
Wander Franco. Yeah, that's not their fault.
Before him, who was the last elite bat?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to break the ice, Harris.
Was he even elite?
Yeah, he was
for
elite.
One season?
Couple. Yeah.
Yeah, Harris.
Real quick, to finish pie taste, Harris is known as a pie stage. They love Albie's green, a young Cam Smith. I actually think Cam Smith was Matt's pick because they changed. They changed.
Yeah.
And Roman Anthony, but I think he was a keeper.
He was.
But Harris said sleeper playoff team here for pie tasters. For Wallace's team, he said.
I thought he had Cam Smith though.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Cam Smith was Matt's pick?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they did a trade in there. For Wallace's team, who's Miller? Oh, Mason Miller. Okay, gotcha. So he said, Wallace's team, I love Miller, Soderstrom, Luis Ariz, Heliot Ramos. I like that pick too. Fitzgerald and the Holmes pick.
Gavin Williams, Dirksen Profile.
Right. Yeah. I like Profile too.
All those guys. Yeah, I waited on my last outfield spot.
I love Tyler Fitzgerald, by the way.
He's one of the fastest guys in the league, Harris.
Could be good. I'm going to bust Eric's balls here, but your note sounds ominous, Harris. This isn't a good sign that for the $90 donation. I like every single pick. He stole a lot of my guys. Another sleeper people out there.
You stole Bryson Stott from me, Harris?
I'm laughing because Derek and I chat, and he says, I don't know shit about baseball. I'm just picking names, but he did better, I think, as the draft went on. But it's
Harris,
not his
fault.
fault.
Stole Bryson Stott and Reese Hoskins from you?
Yeah, not those two.
What's wrong with those guys?
The master of the skies, Harris said, I hate the Schwarber over Langford pick. I said the same thing, but not Langford, but I said I didn't like the Schwarber pick. He said, sorry, Gerace. I love Campbell, Correa, but Lowe. Who did he take? What Lowe did he take? Josh Lowe?
Yeah.
Josh Lowe and Painter picks. Yeah. California, who was new last year, so I'm having Eric's here. Eric knows baseball too, which is cool. So I love the Manzardo pick. I do too. Rushing, Mayo, and Brown picks. Damage, which is Matt, said I love Jazz. Mort made a mistake not taking him. I agree, Harris. I agree.
I think you made a big mistake there taking Freddie.
I think you're right. I do want to talk about my mistakes. Alcantara, Senga, Pena, and Durbin picks. We hit upon some of those guys. For me, Harris said, I love Ryan, Shaw, Nito, Lau, Holmes, Bubba, Mitchell, Meyer picks. I hate to say it, but based on keepers and draft, I got to put Mort as the favorite to win it all after the draft. That's right, baby.
Harris was drunk when he wrote that.
I mean, when you got Bobby Witt and Kyle Tucker as your keepers, I mean,
doesn't hurt. But I'll say that a couple things. I want to degrade my draft for a second.
You kind of fucked up at the end when you took McGill and Myers, I think, and I mean there was other
drafted Will Smith pretty high.
Upside players.
Yeah,
I love the Marcelo Meyer pick, and I love the Casey Myers pick.
Yeah, let me give you a couple quick thoughts on this. I think I said the picks I don't like for my own draft were my least favorite picks for my draft were Freeman, which is crazy to say, Santander, and my back-to-back closers in the 9th and 10th. And here's my thought process on this. I was thrilled to get Gilbert. It's cool. I knew that I wanted Skubal, Wheeler, or Gilbert, and I was going to get one of those, so I'm happy about that. And I debated Jazz and Freeman. Really my thought process there was I don't really love Jazz's as a human. I just don't really trust him to be I don't know. I just fear that he could be a problem. And
I hope you're right.
more so, I think that like he never got his elbow fixed. So like if the Yankees end up to be out of it, like why wouldn't they just fix his elbow and he's out for the year? So
Yeah.
I knew Freeman. The thing I went him, but my thing I don't like about him is he's coming off ankle surgery and he's 36 years old. I think he's probably going to have potentially the worst year of his career. But at the
Yeah, I was
same
gonna say,
side,
didn't he just like walk off the World Series winner? Like he's got no
yeah,
reason to even play again.
his downside is, I mean, his floor is so high though that but like I probably should have went higher upside with Jazz, even maybe Devers, but I thought it was a safe pick, and that's kind of where I was thinking. Like when I was hung up on this for a little bit, and I thought that like my team I felt was solidly built with, like you said, Tucker and Witt and Kettle Marte, guys like that. That if I just put safety around those guys, I should be okay. And so I went safety. But yeah, I don't really love the Freeman pick. And then I've backed it up with Kirby in the third, which I would have taken Kirby potentially in the second if he wasn't hurt. So I'm happy I got him there. But like, yeah, it's another risky pick. I don't love Santander. He's not my style of pick. I
But
do
look
love
at look
this.
at Matt's draft: Acuna,
I kind of
Jazz,
like
Trout,
Sandana.
1, 2, 3. I
I
mean,
mean,
Yeah,
that could be deadly. What are you talking about?
yeah, it could be deadly, but those are the three guys that get hurt the most in the league. I
yeah,
mean,
it could
holy
be. He's got a
smoke!
lot of
Come on,
injury risk on it
Acuna got hurt once in his career,
twice. He
twice.
Yeah,
tore
he
tore
tore
both
both
these ACLs. Yeah.
tore
I
both
mean,
ACLs, and
Trout.
he's not going to steal bases this year.
I don't think I ever could have drafted
Jazz
Trout.
could get hurt sneezing, and Trout, the Angels are going to be out of it, and Trout's going to dog it again, like he did last.
Honestly, if you go down his whole list, right?
Bregman?
No, he's fine. Sanchez is all right. Woo's been hurt. Devin Williams has been hurt. Alcantara's been hurt. Senga's been hurt.
Oh my God.
Skeen's not yet. Casas been hurt.
Passes is hurt.
Yeah. Muncie's been off and on.
Stevenson's already hurt.
Eflin.
Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of those guys have
Strada's
been
hurt.
Walker Bueller.
Walker Bueller. Matt got the all hurt
Jesus,
team.
Yeah, he's got a lot of injury risk there.
Matt might be checking out early this year, you guys.
Yeah, but just to finish up real quick, just to go down one of the things I do like, of course, looking at all the draft, but like going my own thing, I can only chat about my own philosophy. I had no intention, as Harris was saying earlier, like, my intention was like I'm going to draft catcher last, and there's still guys on the waivers that I like. I said Ivan
No,
Herrera from St.
there's
Louis,
a lot of good guys on waivers.
and those were the guys I thought I would go. And coming into the draft season, I'm like, if I get Austin Wells or Stevenson or Herrera, I'm good. But I'm looking at it, and again, like my philosophy here was like, I want a high floor. Bless you.
Oh,
And so,
damn.
so when I saw Will Smith there with the other catchers, like to me, he was like the safest of the highest. But in hindsight, I kind of wish I waited a little bit longer.
I know. All three of us had drafted catchers high. Could have waited.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I didn't draft a catcher until the 14th round.
No,
yeah. Well,
California, Morton, me.
Oh,
right. Could have waited. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, and then my back-to-back relievers, honestly, like I took those. I like both those guys. I'm happy I have both those guys. But my thinking there was like I was really struggling to like discern some of these other guys. Like, you look at who went after Munoz and Duran, and it's like I had no interest in Sonny Gray. I like Griffin Jacks, but like I'm not gonna take him there. I like Josh Young. I wasn't really on the board. Like all these guys like that went after them, like nothing was really like I was in love with. So I'm fine that I did that. But it just was like weird for me to go back to back relievers because in the same sense as catchers. And Harris, I was saying earlier, I was surprised about your Class A pick because you had said all along in multiple drafts, like there's really no reason to go closers that high when you can pick them up off the waiver wires or pick them last, because it doesn't matter if they're save or holds, as long as they're getting numbers and striking guys out and not blowing saves. So I didn't expect to go catcher that high, nor relievers that high, nonetheless back to back.
Me
But
either.
yeah, but those two guys were like surprises to me. But I think my favorite picks were probably my Schwellenbach and my Brandon Lowe pick. Brandon Lau.
Really believe in this Schwellenbach guy, huh?
well,
I
Brandon
do.
Lau is not going to be your favorite pick in like a month, Marty.
Yeah. Well, it just gave me like some pop that I needed.
Yeah, for a couple
But
weeks.
yeah, I like Schwellenbach a lot. I took him as my ace in Ryan's league.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, I waited on pitching though, but I backed it up with a lot of pitchers too. But
I mean,
Oh,
I
that,
waited on reliever, but I think I took my first one in the 8th round. But
I'll
I
take
thought I still
Joe
got an
Ryan off
elite.
him.
I got an elite. I mean, his K per nine and his WHIP are going to be Mason Miller.
oh yeah, Miller's good. Yeah,
I,
I know
I
Harrison too.
love Mason Miller.
Yeah,
I love
I
Joe Ryan.
Griffin Jacks was on my I was high on my list. Um, I
Yeah,
like him a lot.
he kicks ass.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
only
mind
have
my Michael Bush pick at 19. I
I
think
like Bush.
he
I
Do you
bats
like
only have
third in that lineup. Yeah,
Do you only have two relievers, Walls?
I have
Oh, you have
three.
three. You have three. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was happy with the rest of my pick. I wasn't in love with everything, but I was happy as guys were falling. I actually really like my Tanner Scott pick. Again, it was just like I like my bullpen. I was surprised he fell. I like Tyler O'Neill. I like Kerry Carpenter. I was happy Nito fell. Yeah, Clay Holmes is. I think he's the opening starter for the Mets. Um,
Let's
I was
have
happy.
Harris diagnose his draft.
All right,
he's
yeah,
the
that's
guy.
fine.
He's the guy I really wanted, Clay Holmes
Clay Holmes, yeah, and I actually
and Neto.
and Neto, yeah. But you were saying you don't like the McGill pick, Harris?
Uh,
25, my 25th pick.
I mean, him and Myers. There's just other guys that went after them that I like better. But I
Yeah,
mean, they're all last round pitchers.
yeah. I like the AJ Smith, Shyster, is that his name?
Shawver, yeah.
Yeah, Shaw, yeah.
What was Jones? Was Jones kept? Yeah, he was kept, right? I mean, Flaherty. Oh no, Flaherty was kept. That's right. I
Yeah.
guess most of these. I like my Dustin May pick after your McGill and Myers pick.
I like Dustin May. Yeah, yep. I
Ryan
knew,
Weathers, even though he's hurt now.
yeah, I like Ryan Weathers. I had him, we drafted the day before in a different league, and I liked him a lot. I was trying to diversify a little bit, um, but yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyone you want to talk about Harris, or did well, Matt or Walsh? What picks did you not like about your draft? What were you like a little risky about?
Go up a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, I felt like a lot of the players I was targeting got picked, but I feel like I recovered pretty well.
You sit in a good part of the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle. Like I was thrilled to get Profar. I mean, believe it or not, I know there's a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like him, but in an OBP league, at the top of the Braves lineup, I thought that
Yeah. No, I agree, man.
he could do really well. I like Soderstrom. I like Arise. Um,
I
I
like
love
Ramos.
Julio Ramos.
Yeah, I do
Um,
too. I thought you had a
Probably
solid draft.
Bazana. Maybe wasn't thrilled, but again, I was going to pick Cam Smith. I was
Right.
like, I had him teed up, and so I was going to go prospect there. Um, Friedel's just another guy, but he could hit 2020 if he stays healthy. That's a big question mark. I mean, he's at the top of the Reds. He could do really well.
Yep.
Nolan Gorman, I just needed a second baseman. I mean, if he puts it together, it'd be a miracle.
Yeah. I like the Shane
Um,
Boz. Was Boz a keeper?
he was a keeper.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Um,
you got another rookie down there. You got the Weatherby.
yeah, Weatherholt. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
he's probably not this year, but for next year, they said I'll move him to second base. So
Yeah, it
You
could
know,
be
you're
solid.
not going to be able. You have a bunch of guys like that. You're not going to be able to keep them all year. You're going to need to drop them.
I got two. I got two of them.
Who, Louder and Weatherholt?
Well, I got Louder too, but
That's
Louder
three.
Louder will play this year for sure.
Oh, yeah, when? July?
No, he's not like coming back from Tommy John. He has like I think he has like an itch on his back he can't get to or something like that.
I hope it. I mean, I love the guy. I love him and Burns. But
No, he's already throwing, but
all right.
they might start him at AAA just to get him up to speed because he didn't have spring. But yeah, he might come back in May.
The Reds pitching staff 3, 4 years from now could be nasty.
It could
Yeah,
be, but
could
I
be
was
really
saying
good.
Harris, like they're
Harris,
like
the
an
good thing about
organization.
Louder is I can just stash him on IR.
I like the other kid. You can't put him on IR if he's in the minors.
No, he's not in the minors yet, but he's on IR. I put him on
Oh,
IR.
if he's on fit, if he's on IR, then yeah.
No, I think he would have made the club if he would have had a full spring.
I think if you're in the minors and you're on the IR in the minors, that doesn't matter. You can't put him on the IR.
Well, he's on the major IR, but
Yeah.
when he gets off IR, they're going to send him to the minors. I think.
You say so.
Yeah, Harris, I was saying like the Reds though are like an organization like I don't know if I fully trust their like pitching like
Yeah, well,
development.
look who the coach is now.
Yeah, but he's not their pitching coach. But yeah,
That's a
right.
whole,
I mean,
that's a whole different animal right there.
yeah. And no,
That
I
dude's
agree.
a fucking lunatic.
Right. And one of the things that it's a perfect example is I was saying like when Cleveland puts out pitchers, like I trust them. So like, hopefully that's the case you know, with Cincy soon because they
I
have so
mean,
much talent.
didn't Francona take that shitty Indians team to the World Series or something?
Yeah.
Harris, who didn't you like on your team, except the whole draft?
Who do I like on my team?
Who didn't you
Who-
like,
Yeah. What picks didn't you like?
I mean,
except for Clause and
I struggled with my first two because I really wanted to take Jazz over Jordan, to be honest.
Nah, I think you made the better pick though.
And I wanted to take Alonzo over Olson.
I would have taken
Well,
Alonzo. He's in a
I,
contract year.
I don't love Yamamoto, but I felt like he had the
But you
best.
panicked. You panicked, so you took him.
I felt like he had the best upside there. I liked him better than Kirby.
You
If
took
I mean,
Clause over Butler.
yes,
Jesus Christ!
I have your Dan Hap and Jaron Duran. I don't need.
Over Hunter Green, you took him.
I,
Jeez, Harris.
I didn't realize Parker Meadows was going to be out for 6 months, but
Is that how long he's out?
no, I don't know. He's probably out forever with a nerve. You never know how long a nerve's going to last.
Yeah, they said
Uh,
originally like a month, but
Ian
I like,
Happ. You could have took Ian Happ in the 20th round.
no way, you crazy. Upside, you're not thinking how good that lineup's going to be.
Well, yeah, I got Michael Bush
Why?
third.
Why you like Stephen Kwan and Adalis Garcia and Pete
he
Crow
does.
Armstrong
I
over
like
Happ
Stephen Kwan and then
and
OBP.
Vic, and Victor Robles and Colton
He does
Cowser?
like
No,
really,
I
but
like
you're picking
Robles.
all the
thank you.
guys.
Harris is saying all the guys I like.
He is.
You like Stephen. I mean, I like Stephen Kwan too. I don't believe in Pete Crow Armstrong at all.
He'll get stolen bases.
Adalis, Cowser, Robles, none of
I
those
like
guys stand
Cowser.
out to me. I like Profar. I like Lowe. Castellanos. I like Blade and Toglia.
Yeah, I do too.
I like Lane Thomas.
I thought you got
Yeah.
a steal on Lawrence Butler though. While I was going back to like where you're talking about Harris with taking Clase
I
over
didn't even realize that was your team, Wallace. Sorry.
there. Yeah,
I'm like, why does Wallace love Butler so much? Now I just realized.
Yeah, right. But I do like Butler. I mean,
30-30, Harris.
I
Oh,
debated
come
him with
on.
Santander, but yeah, I thought that was a good pick.
Every year we all find an A that we think is going to hit 30 home runs, and every year the A's are the A's. And
This year could be different.
Not
though,
this
but
year, Harris.
I know
You got Butler.
this is the year of the A's make a competitive team. I don't buy it.
Harris is funny because obviously
Their best player is a reliever.
obviously you never know who's going to pick who, but you kept surprising me on your picks. Like with some of these guys, I just never they weren't you, right? Uh, not that Yamamoto is a good pick there. I just never like I never even heard you talk about him.
It's not my style. I mean, I didn't really do much research into him. I kind of like Bryce Miller better.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, but
right.
just
No,
upside. It's pitching for the Dodgers. I
it's a
mean,
good pick there. And that's what I'm saying. Even Clase, it's a good pick, but it's not you. And even Logan
it's not
Webb,
my.
I like
It's
Logan Webb.
yeah.
Harris was going to go Junior
I'm not a huge
Caminero if he didn't
Logan
go
Webb fan.
Yamamoto. I took Harris's pick. Harris, did I
I'm not
take
a
any of your picks?
who Glass now.
I don't know. I'm just in general. Did I take? Because I picked right before you coming back. Did I take any of your guys?
Yeah, you took a whole bunch of them.
I love my draft. I love pissing off Harris.
Definitely not AJ Puck though. Just in case you were wondering.
I like AJ Puck.
Profar.
Were you going to take Strider? We looking at Strider?
Probably not. No.
What?
Maybe.
Seventh round? I'm going to keep him next year.
Well, he could have drafted Strider. He took Hap instead.
Yeah, I could have had.
Oh
Strider.
no. I'm sorry. Right, because six we go back down. So yeah, so I got you. Right.
I could have been thinking about Strider.
You should have been thinking. You should have picked Strider.
I was kind of hoping Sasaki fell to me that round.
Yeah.
See, Harris is funny, right? Because the first couple round, the picks that to me go, wow, I'm surprised Harris took them. Again, not that they're bad picks. Yamamoto, good pick there. Clase, good pick there. Logan Webb, fine pick there. Diaz, never thought you'd go that. Ian Happ, I like. I know you like. Solid. Cruz, the keeper. Grayson, I like. I was surprised you went him on because he's hurt. I liked him so much I offered you to trade him in the draft. Riley was a keeper. Bogarts, this is where it gets to be very Harris like. Ray, I'm going to skip past the ranks. He's a keeper. Robbie Ray, Reese Olson, Jonathan India, David Bednar, Ryan Mountcastle, Parker Meadows. This is where that's where I could see you hit your wheelhouse in those middle rounds. And
Yeah,
and
I
I like
mean,
most of those guys.
I'm looking for again. I'm looking for upside. I'm looking for guys that are in good lineups like Mountcastle. Guys that pitch for good teams. Grayson Rodriguez, a keeper for a good team, thinking long term. Logan Webb, Giants normally have good pitchers. I'm not a huge Logan Webb fan,
But
but I
he's
do
you
like
don't
I,
get
I
much
do
more
like him.
solid than him.
I feel like him and Robbie Ray kind of have a low floor ish, and Reese Olson too.
If you look,
Ladola and Rasmussen were a little riskier, but upside.
yeah, yeah, and if you look at like some of their stats, like Logan Webb, he's been super consistent the last couple of years. I mean, 2022 he had a 2.90 ERA, 2023 at 3.25, last year 3.47, starting
Pretty,
32 games a year. He's
pretty
pitching
consistent.
he's pitching his lowest total in the last 3 years is 192 innings pitched,
I know.
which in today's world is crazy.
It's
His low
crazy. I know.
his low his whip went up last year, but it was 116, 107, 123. So he's a good pitcher. He just doesn't get that many strikeouts, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, last year he had 204 innings pitched with 172 strikeouts.
How many
But
wins?
13, but wins, I mean, he had 15 wins in 2022. He had
Yeah.
11 in 2023. That's just like, wins are just a fucking
How
random
old is he?
number. 28.
Yeah, I
But I
just
mean,
felt like I liked Bybee. I mean, I almost went Bybee. I just felt like Webb was a little bit safer. Bybee might have more upside though.
yeah, I think Bobby has more upside. But I mean, Logan, like, what's the difference between Logan Webb and Aaron Nola? I guess would be my question. Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
Schwellenbach and Sanchez, I just felt like had more risk. Same with
they
Brandon
do.
Pfaadt.
They
So
do.
I just felt like the safest pick was Logan Webb. Passe, I felt like he was the safest
He
pick
is. I mean,
that's
yeah.
going to give me the numbers that I'm looking for. Like I like Lawrence Butler and Hunter Green and all those guys, and Matt Chapman or whoever. But I'm looking for safety in the early rounds, right?
Yeah.
And then in the later rounds, I'm looking for more upside guys like Lodolo and Rasmussen. I mean, they're both.
Yeah, I like Lodolo.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I mean, Bybee in the past 2 seasons, he 25 and 31, 35. I'm sorry, 25 games started, 31 games started. He has 142 innings pitched, 141 strikeouts. He has 173 innings pitched, 187 strikeouts. He's got an ERA total in the 2 years of 3.25. He's got a WHIP total of 1.14, and he's won 10 and 12 games. So yeah, I mean, but he's 26.
I
But
forgot I took Lourdes Gurriel. I was determined to have a Diamondback bat because I like their lineup a lot,
I like
and
the Gurriel pick.
I remember he kept falling and falling and
Yeah,
falling. I
he
gotta
was one
take
of the
this
guys.
fucking.
I'm like, when's this motherfucker going to go? Like, I didn't need
I
another
know.
outfielder. I debated him when I took Garrett Mitchell in the 23rd. Because I
Yeah,
think Gurriel is way more proven than him. I just
way
thought
more. Yeah.
maybe Garrett Mitchell's like in the heart of their lineup, and I thought maybe upside, but
I
you
mean,
know,
Nolan Jones went 6 rounds ahead of him.
I was going to say that's a perfect example. If you take Gurriel and then even Jordan Walker the round before, Garrett Mitchell, Kerstead,
Carthy.
Friedel, McCarthy, Nolan Jones, like, all those guys are way riskier. You know,
Where? How about Evan Carter? He just got sent down to the minors.
that's yeah, that's what Scott was saying.
When did what's his name go? I can't find him. Who's the other like DH outfielder guy like Gurriel that is similar in age, similar bats? Where the hell is he? He
Mm,
went. I thought he went similar time. Drawing a blank on his name.
John Lee.
No, the other big Solar. Where did Solar go? Wasn't
Uh,
Solar falling and falling and
Yeah,
falling too?
27-5.
Where?
27-5.
Oh,
That was a
I
good
see.
pick.
So
yeah, it
right,
was a
so
good pick.
right, so that got whoever that is took Solar because
Yeah.
I was contemplating Solar and Gurriel for like round after round after round.
It's funny though. I don't look at those two guys as similar though. Like,
I don't know. I guess when I'm putting the lineup together, I kind of picture them as like similar. I like Gurriel better because of the lineup for sure.
Soler, I kind of relate more towards like a Kyle Schwarber. You
Yeah.
know, he's like all power. When he plays.
I just hate that fucking Angel. I hate that Angels lineup in that team.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
No,
stink, and then they're gonna
no.
pack it in like they did last year.
You know what though? I mean, I don't disagree, but like there are some things that like
I
if
don't know.
all healthy,
I've been saying that for years, though. I feel like
yeah, I mean, if all healthy, they could be okay. I mean, I still think they're gonna suck, but like, there are some. I'm just gonna pull up their whatchamacallit.
super pissed. I took Meadows over Lee, and I'm super pissed. I took Norby over Cam Smith. I almost pulled the trigger on Cam Smith, and I'm like, these motherfuckers don't even know who Cam Smith is.
Yeah,
And then
I was taking Cam Smith before.
all of a sudden, I get up to take a leak, and I come back, and Cam Smith's off the board. I'm like, motherfuckers, really got cameras in my fucking
Yeah.
living room or
See,
something?
Harris, the problem is you think you're the smartest guy in the room.
Oh, well, the news with him was kind of fresh and kind of new. Like now, all of a sudden, he's a 40 home run hitter, right? Like we
He was
don't
a
know what
first
this
round
guy
pick. Well,
is.
I would say two things, but he was also a first round pick, and he was the key get in the Kyle Tucker trade.
Right, but
So
the news of him smashing in spring training was very new.
right. I get that.
It was
I
just
mean, Matt got
happening.
lucky because I would have took him in the 20th round, but I had
He was
Corbin Burns as my keeper.
he
So I
was
had to wait.
flying up. He started flying up. If you look at the draft boards, ADP, he started flying up draft boards basically the day that we started drafting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because it started to come out that like he might make the team.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't think anybody was paying attention. I honestly thought he would keep falling.
yeah, I actually thought he lasted a good amount of time. Being the 21st round, like let's say, like all right, so when he lasted the 21st round.
Oh,
I
go look at his ADP back, whatever that day was. We drafted that round.
But is it a keeper league ADP?
Maybe not. No.
Right. So because
Matt knew I was going to take him, and he moved up.
here's why I think that it was actually a late pick is I debated him when I took Matt Shaw at the 11-12 turn. And I know
No,
that's early.
you're crazy.
I know that's early, but I mean like they are similar players in like their profiles as far as like their
Yeah,
prospect rank.
we
No,
didn't
they're
know
not.
that.
Matt Shaw is 5'9", and he's like a contact hitter.
I
I
know
meant
Cam
I
Smith and
meant in like
Cam looks like Soler. He's a
I meant
beast.
in their well, I mean, I don't think he's going to be a pure power hitter, but yeah, right. Shaw is going to be more of a 2020 type guy, and but I meant it's like in your prospect rankings, they're very similar.
they are
Um,
now. They weren't back then. They weren't redrafted.
I mean, dude,
I'll pull an article and show you.
I got right here. I am looking right now at Keith Law's thing. Cam Smith is 43, and
What's Matt
JJ
Shaw?
Weatherholt.
JJ Weatherholt.
There's Bazana Harris. My guy.
I like Bazana, but
Matt Shaw's 14.
felt like you could have right. So he's 30 pick,
But
30 prospects rated length
all right,
layer. And when was that
but
article written?
but in February.
2 years ago.
But here, I'll name these other guys and like tell me who was drafted in between. Jefferson Quero, Dalton Rushing, Ethan Salas, Kobe Mayo,
I
Bubba
understand the
Chandler.
point. Matt Shaw was mashing by the time when we were drafting, and he was one of the highest prospects picked in any draft.
Yeah, no, I get it. Right, because
Cam Smith hype happened within the last week and a half ish.
yeah, I get that. Well, no, I think a couple weeks, but right, you're
Maybe
saying like when we
I don't remember
around
when we drafted, but
around when we drafted. Yeah, I get
Can't
that.
wait till that Justin Crawford moves up for the Phillies. He looks good.
Yeah, he's got holes in his game, but yeah,
He's killing minors.
yeah. I mean, I hope it stays, man. I hope it stays. Um, anything else in the draft that sticks out for you guys?
no, let's play ball.
Yeah. Did I did like a quick over under thing. Did you guys it's okay if you didn't, but did you like choose division winners or anything like that or World Series matchups or anything?
No.
Yeah. All right, so real quick, let me see if I can pop this up real fast for you. How can I change this? Hold on, let me find where I have it.
Who's got Estrada, Matt?
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, he stinks.
Yeah.
More injuries are coming.
That was Matt starting second baseman.
I like Grant Holmes. I like that Grant Holmes pick.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I like him too, Harris. Until he gets
Wallace,
relegated to the
that your
bullpen.
team? Motherfucker, Wallace. Why do you keep taking my players?
I'll trade him to you right now. Who would you give me?
I want Tyler Fitzgerald and I want Grant Holmes, and I'll give you Parker Meadows and Nick
Oh,
Lodolo.
I don't want any of those losers.
All right. What do you guys see
Harris, the
right now?
only guy I like on your team is Jordan Alvarez.
And he's the one guy I'm most worried about.
You guys see
Harris, I think
these
Gurriel
over
is your
unders?
second best hitter.
You might be right about that. I'm worried about my biggest bust prediction of the year is Jaron Duran.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
sucks.
I mean, but he's got enough safe enough floor there. You guys see these over unders?
I don't see shit. All I see is two
I
ugly
see. Yeah, I
faces.
see him. I see him.
So I use these examples. I just pulled a couple up. I always like looking at these to see like who I like.
I don't see shit.
What the over
Oh,
unders.
you talking about in real life the World Series?
Hmm. Well, yeah, but like just like here are these are DraftKings over unders. How many wins
I,
are they going to get?
I thought you
Right?
meant in fantasy, like who's
No.
going to make the playoffs in our league.
Yeah. So here's who I took real quick, right? I took the A's over, where are they? Over 71.5, right?
Leroy Butler, Harris.
I mean, because what? There's 162 games. That means if they win 81 games, they're 500. And
Wallace, you
that's
have two A's, Wallace.
I love my
but
A's.
I
I'm
thought
sorry, three.
I
I
thought
got the
over
two
on
best
them.
A's, Harris.
I took the Tigers over 83.5, right?
I don't
So
even know what that means.
means
That's
they
how
have
many
to,
wins. That's
yeah,
how
Get
many
more
wins
wins
you're
than
going to get.
83, 84 wins.
yeah.
You're speaking out of my comfort zone because I don't give two fucks about any of this stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of like how many wins your team going to get.
I
Yeah.
think the Red Sox will win more than 86, don't you think?
Red Sox, I could see that. I did
I think you
take the
said the
Rangers.
Reds.
I took the Rangers over 85.5 because I said I think the Rangers are going to be the AL World Series. That's my prediction. The Rangers are going to be the AL World Series team. So
Yeah, maybe. I saw
85 and a half.
somebody else
I would take
predicted
the
that.
under on the Reds.
The
I
under
saw
on the Reds.
somebody predicted a rematch of the Rangers and the Diamondbacks.
I could see them and
There's no
any.
way the Reds are winning 79 games.
Yeah, I could see all the even with Francona.
The Reds?
I don't care if they have Whitey Herzog as the manager.
Why? How come you don't like the Reds? What are you talking about? They got the greatest baseball player in the history of the world.
100, all their pitching staff will be hurt by June, and
Well, that's very possible.
Spencer Steer is their best batter, and he stinks. That's why.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's better than some guy named Ellie.
And he's hurt.
Well, Ellie doesn't. Ellie strikes out too much, and he's due for
What?
regression. Yeah, he
I mean,
strikes out like his
I
strikeout
actually,
rate's like 30%.
I actually agree with that. That there is probably some regression coming, but still, the guy's a freak.
Oh
What
no,
about
yeah.
the rest of their lineup? They got fucking CES. I mean, he's a beast.
Oh.
No, he stinks.
I know you guys don't like him.
It's
No,
not that
they're
I
not
don't
going to
like
complain,
him.
but he's got to stay healthy.
Breakout this year, 30 home runs.
Where does he play?
I don't give a fuck where he plays. Frank
Well,
Cohen's going to make sure he plays.
he has to play. That's what I'm saying. Like
He's want to play.
Strand doesn't make contact enough to do well. He stinks.
I'm
I
I
know. I mean, I thought the
he's
same thing about Steer. I thought Steer was a mediocre bat, and he produced decent numbers.
he's got power, but like so he can't play the outfield, so he's out of the outfield, right?
Yeah.
So
First base.
infield, right? Okay, so
He's got to
let's
play
say
first base or DH.
all right. So
Candelaria is blocking him.
when Steer comes back and he's the first baseman, do you
No,
sit Friedel?
Candelaria is a second first baseman.
Candelario's. I'm looking at roster resource right now. Here's how it has it. First base,
Candelaria is a good defensive player too. I think
not a third though.
he's not a
Fine at
good
first.
defensive third baseman.
Not a third. So you have Strand at first. You have McLean at second. Elliott at short.
What's wrong with
Candel-
McLean?
Candelario at third. Nothing's wrong with McLean. He's at second base.
I don't know.
I'm
Wallace
saying,
said the lineup stinks.
all right. So again, like tell me where these guys play. Right, Strand at first, McLean at second, Elliott at short, Candelario at third. Now their outfield has room to wiggle, but I don't think you're not gonna put Strand out there. And I don't know if Steer is decent enough to overtake any of these guys defensively. Friedel in center, he's not going to do that. Gavin Luxton left, probably not going to do that. And Jake Fraley in right, maybe that. But
Yeah.
I think if anything, Candelario sits and maybe you put Strand at third, but he's not good at third either.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Candelario right now, Strand is batting seventh. So obviously, as far as the bat goes, they're not necessarily feeling high on him. Candelario is fifth.
Well,
So
the
to
Yeah.
problem
me,
is, well, Strand is the odd man out because when
right,
Austin
that's what I'm
Hayes
saying.
comes back, Austin
Right,
Hayes,
Austin Hayes too. Right,
when Hayes comes back, he takes an outfield slot, which moves Steer to first.
right. Yeah, and Fraley's probably the odd man out.
Or actually, someone plays third. I forget who.
If
And
Strand
Candelario.
if Strand struggles, he definitely gets pulled first, probably.
I
Right,
read they're going to move Candelaria is going to play first.
right, which he did last year
Yeah,
quite a bit. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, and again, like this is without Noel Marte, who's down in the minors. But if
Yeah.
he's up at, he was their third baseman to start the year. Yeah,
yeah. So Strand probably won't play a full.
They have a lot of good talent if they could put it together.
they do. I don't love their pitching staff. I mean, Hunter Green, Brady Singer, Lodolo, Nick Martinez, Carson Spears.
Yeah, I don't
You
like their
know,
pitching staff. Yeah, I like their farm system pitching staff.
yeah, me too. And I don't
Yeah.
really love their pen. I mean, I know
Yeah, their
Diaz is
pen's
hurt right now, but I don't even like him when he's hurt. Emilio Pagan, Taylor Rogers, Tony Santillan, Scott Barlow, Graham Ashcraft, Sam Mole, Brent Suter, Ian
I like Graham
Ebalt.
Ashcraft.
I like him too, but like I don't know, like
Sleeper.
yeah. I did forget Tyler Stevenson there because he'd be their catcher. That helps
Yeah,
their
Yeah,
lineup.
Stevenson's pretty good.
Yeah, that definitely helps their
yeah.
lineup.
They usually bet him third.
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah,
good bat. He's got a really good bat. I mean, imagine if McLean can bat well. You got Ellie. You got if Steer and Strand can play together and both bat well. I mean,
Don't forget their table setter Harris, TJ Friedel.
Friedel. I know Friedel.
uh,
I've been watching. Feel like I've been watching Friedel for 5 years, waiting for him to do what I thought he was going to do 5 years
He was
ago.
hurt last year. He's healthy. He's the man.
all right. Well, in an effort to wrap this up, so we'll make it 90 minutes for everyone to listen to, which it will be. It's fine. It's fun. But I had three over unders, right? I took out of these teams, I took the A's over 71 and a half. I took the Tigers over 83 and a half. I took the Rangers, where is Texas, over 85 and a half. And I
What
had three.
in like a parlay or something?
No, just like just taking simple. You could do whatever you want with them, but like just as a simple take the over, take the under.
Yeah, but
And
did you bet money on him?
not yet, no. And
Put it in a parlay if you like it that much. You probably get
yeah.
paid good off $5.
All right, so here's my three unders. All right, I
Oh,
got three unders. I got the Yankees, Royals, and St. Louis. So I
yeah.
got
The Royals. What?
Yankees under 89 and a half. All right. I got the
I
Royals
definitely like
under
that pick.
I got the Royals under 83 and a half.
Oh, I hate that pick.
I think they regressed a little bit. And the Cardinals under 76 and a half.
Eh,
Dude, the
yeah,
Cardinals
maybe.
will play so much higher than the Reds, and the Reds are at 78.
Yeah, yeah. I know you're just glancing at this for the first time, but anything else you like on there, Wallace?
I mean, I
Tell
said
me
the
if we need to
Reds.
scroll.
I said the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
What's their over under?
86. I like that too because I think that I picked. So I actually think that they're going to come in second place in that division.
What? Who's
I-
going to win it then?
Baltimore.
Orioles? No
Yeah, I
way.
think the Red Sox will win that division.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue against that. That's a hard division to pick.
And I think the Mariners, I take the under in the Mariners.
84 and a half. Okay. Their offense is
The Mariners
hideous.
are an interesting team to predict, to try to figure out.
Yeah, their offense is just so bad.
I just don't understand why teams like Baltimore didn't go and try to get one of their pitchers or something.
I mean, they tried for Burns. They just, they didn't
Yeah.
fucking try hard enough.
Harris, you should go to over on the Diamondbacks. You love them.
I mean, I don't know if I love them, but I
All
kind
right,
of.
86 and a half wins. You like them more?
Who, Diamondbacks?
Yeah.
Harris
What did
doesn't
they
even know
do?
what 86 wins means.
I don't know. What did they do last year?
All right, let's take a look.
Who knows? They
They
lost
weren't.
a lot.
I know they were coming off a World Series loss. I know
All right,
Corbin Burns struggled a little bit.
stick with me.
Well, I mean, not Corbin Burns. Uh,
Can you see this screen?
Yeah.
yeah.
So Diamondbacks had 89 wins last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the Padres?
Padres last year had 93 wins. This
Oh,
year they are picked to have their over under is 85 and a half.
85 and a half. That's tough.
He'll beat
Yeah,
that,
see,
Harris.
What
it
about the
is tough.
Brewer? How about the over on the Brewer?
All
With my
right.
pick?
Over under on the Brewers is 83 and a half. Do you want to see
There's
what
my
they were last year?
there's my sneaky pick of the year.
You want to see what they did last year?
They probably won like 30.
93.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
They win the
I mean,
division?
yep. So
Oh yeah.
basically 90 wins is what it takes to get in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Mets, Braves both won 89. Phillies won 95.
Braves won 89 games even without a Acuna Strider. That's impressive.
A lot of their team, they missed Albies for a portion of that. Riley missed half the season. You know,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
so their team's so
Oh
good.
my God! I wish if we were drafting today, there'd be a late pick. Mickey
Who?
Moniak signs 1 year
Stop.
deal with the Rockies.
Stop
Oh,
it.
He's
Jesus.
going to mash out there, Harris. Mickey
Stop
Moniak.
it.
Rockies last year won 61 games. This year they are 58 and a half. You take the
Oh
over
my
under.
God.
Are they
Under.
better? Are they better team than last year?
No, the Rockies. Can you pick the same?
Well, you just pick you just pick under. You pick
How,
either
how
one. You
many
win either way.
how many wins do they have the last 5 years? Is it like 60, 60,
Ah,
60, 60, and 60?
uh, let's see.
It's probably like exactly the same. I would
Phillies
love to
made
go.
a
I
move
would love
today.
to go to that ballpark though.
Phillies made a trade today, Harris.
What
Oh
they
yeah,
do?
They traded Tyler Phillips to
Did
the
they?
Marlins.
to the who
Marlins?
for a pitcher?
No, for cash.
No, for cash. That's something your OOTP team will do.
Yeah,
All right.
my team wins the World Series every year, so he's smart.
So Rockies.
Where do you see wins at?
Can you see this screen?
Oh yeah,
Harris, my
60, 61, 59, 68, 74. Let's say 26.
Well, that's because there's only 60
Oh yeah,
games.
yeah.
Yeah, 71.
Yeah,
So the most.
they basically win 60 games a year.
Yeah, yeah. What a shame.
they're not
Ish.
stink this year. They have no second baseman.
All right. Well, so listen, for the sake of the listeners, because we're going to go way over here, draft purposes. Anything else you guys want to hit on? I know I went to the over unders. We could chat about that further, but I mean, I think it's going to be a fucking competitive league. You know, I actually thought everyone had a pretty good draft, and I think one of the things I really do like about the slow draft is you actually get a chance to sit and take a minute
Yeah.
and like, you know, not that you have to do a ton of research. Sometimes you're still rushing your pick, but you don't have to feel. I just did a draft for Ryan's league, and it's 2 minutes per pick. You know,
Oh,
like it's like the hard part is by the time I even like see who's left on the board
right.
and see who my roster is, you know, and God forbid someone else is talking to me or I respond to a chat or anything like that, like my pick has 20 seconds left. So you just feel so rushed that half the time it's just like a whirlwind.
That's
Um,
probably why this draft feels like it was a solid draft because everybody does have time to do a little bit of research if you want.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
take your time.
You're not
Yeah.
rushing into making a boneheaded pick like me and Wallace did all the whole time.
No way, dude. Harris, my
Yeah.
favorite pick of my draft, Spencer Strider in the 7th round.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Come
He's your best. He's your best pitcher, and I got him in the 7th.
3 months from now, we might be like, holy shit, Wallace has Spencer Strider.
He's
Well,
my
And
boys,
fourth
Glass
we
pitcher.
now, and Michael King, and Gavin Williams, Jesus Christ, and Corbin
solid,
Burns. God, I quit now.
solid. Well, we can keep chatting, but for the
Harris,
sake
Tyler
of the
Glass now. I
listener,
got Glass now too.
Oh, Wallace, your pitching staff is fucking loaded. Jesus Christ.
It is fucking awesome
I
Why'd
like
you
Wallace.
take AJ Puck, though?
because I don't know.
You
He's got nice
kind
hair.
of ruined your pitching staff.
I
No,
mean,
I
he's a
like KJ
reliever.
Puck.
Yeah.
I know, I'm
Well,
just busting balls.
well, hold on, boys. For a second, let's keep chatting. But for the
I
sake
really
of
don't want to
recording,
keep chatting.
you don't have
Harris,
to.
who's your favorite pick of your little crappy draft?
Let me see if I have one. Hold on.
Ian Happ.